Hello and welcome back, it's Marks here, and today we're going to continue with our playthrough of Nemo's War. I just want to give you guys a reminder or perhaps a disclaimer. My videos aren't meant to be taken as a kind of a rules guideline run through or anything like that. My main focus is on the game playing and the storytelling. At least that's what I want it to be. Unfortunately, I make mistakes constantly, so if I can, usually with the help of people commenting, I will put in the revisions or corrections down in the comments. Sometimes though, like when I have large spaces between filming, I'll be able to fix things on camera, like I will today, but there's not a lot. Okay, the only correction I think we need to make today is that we missed a notoriety gain when we sunk, I think it was the Fulmar. So not a big deal. There was a comment about how I put the adventure deck together, and a keen-eyed viewer noticed that I didn't shuffle at a specific point during the time-lapse, which is very astute of them, but I had in fact shuffled, I just didn't film that sequence. I guess there should be some kind of a prize or something for that kind of observation. Anywho, let's give ourselves an extra point of notoriety as a correction. And let's proceed with today's first adventure phase. What do we have here? Agri-somnia. The Nautilus floated in the midst of a phosphorescent bed which became quite dazzling. It was produced by myriads of luminous animalculae, whose brilliancy was increased as they glided over the metallic hull of the vessel. Alright, so either we will lose one Nemo or one character to the pass pile, or to pass, or we immediately lose one action. Let me think about that for a minute. Well, I don't think we should lose any characters, and I don't really want to fail on this, so I'm going to sacrifice a Nemo. Basically, he is in awe of the natural phenomenon we've discovered here. And we are going to get some science points for this in the end. I'm not sure, I don't think I have any so far, so a little bit of science, I guess, goes a long way. Alright, here we go with today's first placement phase. Oh, I love it when they bounce off the camera. 2 in 1. Alright, ships are feeling fairly safe and are still traveling the Western Pacific. And shipping traffic begins to increase in the Eastern Pacific. Not a huge action point gain this round. Well, with one action point, we don't have a lot to do here. The Nautilus has cleared out the North Atlantic, so I think we're just going to go ahead and perform a search action and scour the depths, see what we can find down there. We'll send our trustworthy crew on the expedition. Alright, with the crew bonus we get a +3 to our roll here. That is a 12 total. Alright, a 12 on the search table. Eureka! Collect 2 treasures. Excellent. So what do we got here? We've got ourselves a retain for 1 action, or keep for 2 treasure and 3 treasure. Excellent. That's a successful expedition if I ever knew there was one. Next turn, here we go. Alright, we got a test for Nemo here. Do no harm. I'm going to pull out my Nemo accent here.
They attacked me and I had to defend myself. All the same, I was content to simply put the frigate in a condition where it could do me no harm. It won't have any difficulty getting repairs at the nearest port.
Wow, what do you think of that? Snort. Anyway, what do? We get to keep this card. We get 3 cannonball markers on it. Woot. And for each of these cannonballs, we get a attack bonus, as well as a notoriety gain. So, it's just kind of something that gives Nemo further motivation to attack the navies of the world. Yikes. Alright, let's roll for placement here. 3 and 6. Well, we have a ship returning to the North Atlantic, undeterred by the fear of the Nautilus. Ship traffic increases in the Indian Ocean so much that it spreads to the south of Africa at the Cape of Good Hope. Soon ships will be revealing themselves here, as the Western Pacific is full also, and there's no more room for hidden ships around the Indian Ocean. Captain Nemo and the crew of the Nautilus gain 3 action points this round. What are we going to do this turn? I think we're going to move the Nautilus into the Western Pacific here through the Arctic Ocean for 2 action points. And then we are going to start a series of stock attacks against all the boats that are clogging up the seaways here. So that's the last of our action points, and let's see who our first potential victim is. Our first target is going to be the Alfred, a British passenger vessel. Yikes, those British gotta be getting super upset with us by now. The crew has been at such high morale, they are ready to fight at Nemo's command. Alright, with +1 for stock and +3 for the fresh crew, we gotta try and beat the Alfred's defense value of 9. Here we go. That is 8 plus 4 is 12. That is a sunken ship. The Alfred goes down in flames. Why not? Our first victim in the Western Pacific, the passenger ship Alfred, gives us a +1 notoriety gain here. Such as it is, and we're going to initiate a consecutive stock attack, which is going to give us another +4 notoriety once again. Let's see who our next target is. The Zealand, another passenger vessel from England. Man, these Brits can't go anywhere. Nemo's crew has never failed to be ready for a battle. Much like last time, we get a +4 total with the stock attack and the crew, and the Zealand has got a defense value of 9. Let's see how we fare. Oh yeah. No chance for the Zealand. Looks like an Ironside ship, and it's going down. Blue, 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 blue. Another victim of Nemo and the Nautilus in the Western Pacific. That is a notoriety point gain for the sinking of the Zealand, and we're going to go ahead and do a consecutive stock attack using our periscope device and see who else is going to sink to the bottom of Davy Jones' locker. Who is going to be the next potential victim here? It is the Themis from France, an armored frigate. How nice of the French to try and put down the Nautilus in the name of the British. Okay, first of all, the armored frigate Themis gets to make an attack against the Nautilus. They get to roll a 2d6. They've got to roll under a 6, so they're not exactly a strong fighting vessel against the submersible Nautilus here. And there's no other warships around, so there's no modifiers to the roll, so let's just roll and see how we fare. Ooh, that's a 5. That is a hit on the Nautilus. Alright, so the low die value was a 1, so we're going to have to roll the dice here and see which will take the hit. I'm just going to roll off camera. It is a 6. The hull takes a beating from the Themis. I think the sense of rage felt by the crew after that unadulterated attack has motivated the crew to fight against the Themis here. Alright, we got a +4 in total with the crew and the stock attack, and I think we'll use one of our cannonballs for an additional +2. But using the cannonball we get a notoriety gain. I'll do that off camera here. We're at 18 now. So that's a what did I say? 6. +6 total. Let's see how the Themis holds up versus the Nautilus. Ouch! That is pulverization. And the Nautilus blasts the French frigate Themis out of the water. With the sinking of the Themis, that's a notoriety gain. And we're going to attack the last hidden ship in the Western Pacific for an additional notoriety using our periscope device. Who is next here? The Royal Sovereign, the British Ironside. Finally, the British Navy has caught up with us. The Royal Sovereign gets an attack on the Nautilus. Let's see how they do. 3. Ouch, that's a hit. That was almost a critical hit on the Nautilus, but we're only going to take 1 hit. Let's see what it's against. Alright, I'm just rolling off screen here. It is a 5. Another hit to the hull. Maybe we're gonna have to start being a little more careful now that the warships are appearing. I had a nice string of good luck, so I don't know, I'll think about it. Anyway, we're gonna use our awesome crew in the attack versus the Royal Sovereign. Alright, the Royal Sovereign is our most formidable opponent yet. Let's see how we fare. We get a +1 for the stock attack and a +3 for the crew. Let's see how we do. Oh, I love these off-screen rolls. That's a 9. +4 is another sunken ship. The Royal Sovereign goes down. 2 warships sunk in the attacks in the Western Pacific, and now the Nautilus is officially a danger in the Western Pacific region. With the sinking of the British Ironside, the Royal Sovereign, we gain 2 notoriety points. It is a well-known ship. And now the world is taking notice of Nemo and his destructive antics. Let's do another adventure phase. A novel proposal. It is a test for the hull. The first thing I noticed was a range of mountains about 2,000 feet high, the shapes of which were most capricious. I knew that we were nearing the island of Ceylon, the pearl which hangs from the lobe of the Indian peninsula. Alright, so what do we got here? We got a test of 9, and pass and reveal 1 additional Nautilus upgrade card, which is now available for purchase. Excellent. Alright, let's roll the dice. Okay, we've got a +1 for our hull. I've risked it off camera here, so let's roll the dice and see what we get. 3 and 4 + 1 is a 5, and that is a fail. Alright, the lowest die roll here on this failure was a 1, so we only lose 1 of our risked hull value here. The Nautilus must have run aground on the coast of Ceylon, so not very good. Let's go ahead with placement here. 6 and 2. Another ship appears in the Eastern Pacific and in the Indian Ocean, but the Indian Ocean is full of hidden ships, but we do place adjacent to the Indian Ocean through either the dotted line here or to the Western Pacific. I think we'll go with the Western Pacific just because there are no hidden ships there, so I'll do that off camera. And the Nautilus gains a beefy 4 action points this turn. Excellent. Alright, what are we going to do this turn? We're going to use, I think we're going to head over to the Indian Ocean. We're going to go find this pearl here. And plus it is full of hidden ships ripe for attack. So let's use 1 action point to head over into the Indian Ocean here. Alright, here we are. I think we're going to look for this pearl here. So it costs an action point. We're down to 2 now. And we are allowed to test the crew on this, and it's quite a meaty test, but our crew has been doing so well for us. Let's get to the board and see how we fare here. Alright, so we're going to test our crew. We get a +3 with them. They are still fresh. I'm doing that off camera here. So let's roll and see how we do. +3, 5 is 8. That is a fail. So with that we fail, and also we gain a notoriety point. That's not fair. With that failure, the crew drops to fresh level 3, but is still doing fairly well, but they are perhaps getting a little bit tired or run down. Nah, they're still doing great. And as another result of the failure, we gain a notoriety point. We must have lost some crew members underneath the waters there in the search of the pearl worth 10 million. Another action point. We're down to 1 now, and I think we're going to play it a little conservative this turn. We're going to go with a bold attack. We can still do consecutive attacks with bold, but we're not going to gain the notoriety by using our periscope device. So let's see who our first potential victim is in the Indian Ocean. It is the British clipper Ariel. We're going to use our crew in the attack on the Ariel. So the Nautilus is boldly showing themselves out of the water. They get a +3 with their crew. They don't get a bonus for any stock attacks here, so we need to beat a 9. Let's see what we got. Oh, 11. Easy peasy. The Ariel is under the sea. Our first victim in the Indian Ocean. That is 1 notoriety gain. Now we are up to 24 notoriety points, almost ready to trigger that second set of warships here. But we're going to do a consecutive bold attack, and because of our awesome periscope device, it's not going to increase our notoriety. We are just barreling through the water. Everyone knows we're here. Come and get some. Our next victim is going to be the Scotia, a British freighter. Oh, and it is going to cost us some notoriety if we sink it. Let's go ahead and do it. As long as our crew is serving us so well, we're going to keep using them to guide our attacks. Alright, with our cruise +3, let's see how we fare against the Scotia. It's quite a bit beefier. It's got a ironside hull, it looks like. So, let's see. Oh my, we are doing so well. That is 10 plus 3, 13, down in flames. I think that's only for planes, but you know what? It's my story. It's going down in flames. The Scotia drops in next to the Ariel in the Indian Ocean. That gives us a 2-point notoriety gain and triggering the effect of adding these 4 ships to the draw pool. Alright, let's see which ships are going to be setting out in search of the Nautilus. Here we go. We have the Moshun, Japanese capital ship, quite formidable there. Here we have the Knaz Pozharsky, I think, I don't know, a battleship. I'm not sure where that's from. Is that Poland or is that Netherlands? I really don't know. Sorry about that. Next we got the Frederick Karl, a battleship. I'm going to guess that's Germany just because of the name. And the La France from France, an airship. Oh yeah, it's going down. Look at the value for this if I manage to tag it, but it is very difficult to destroy, as well as most of these are. These are some badass ships here. Alright, I think we gotta keep going with our streak of good luck. We're gonna do another consecutive attack on, what have we got here? It is the City of Adelaide, a mail carrier from Great Britain. Man, those British are going to be just livid at Captain Nemo at this point. I mean, I'm going to risk the crew once again, but I mean, my dice rolling has been so lucky. I've been doing very well, but they're going to have to come through for me sooner or later. Alright, the mail ship City of Adelaide. It can't be too fast or too strong. It doesn't have a very good rating here. We get a +3 with our crew rating. That is easily sinking the poor mail ship City of Adelaide. All those letters, now they're gone. Sad. All that paper sinking to the bottom of the ocean. Nemo must not believe in recycling, huh? Okay, Nemo's got 1 action point left. And we could do a search action, try and get some treasure, but at this point I think Nemo's got to try and spread his influence around the world a little more deeply. We're looking at the war in Abyssinia here and see if Nemo can help out. I don't know what's going on there, a rebellion or who he's trying to help, but he's trying to help somebody. Let's see how they fare. Alright, we're going to send the crew ashore to assist in the war in Abyssinia, and we're going to bring with us some treasure to help finance the operation. That'll give us a total of +6 to our roll. Okay, +6, here we go. 6 + 6 is 12. That's the best possible result. Alright, a 12 puts us into the revolt success range here. So that's place 1 black cube and -2 notoriety. So popular Nemo gains some fair opinions from the people involved in the war in Abyssinia. -2 notoriety for our help in Abyssinia. Alright, I think we're going to put an end to this video. We've got enough for one day, I believe. I think we're going to start perhaps playing a little more conservatively. I mean, I've been getting pretty lucky, but knowing me, that can only last so long. And maybe looking at maybe getting some hull repairs in there to make sure everything is ship shape and make sure that we can last in the long run here. and make it all the way to the end. I mean, the war motive is pretty risky, a lot of battles, and so far been pretty good, but not a lot of warships appearing so far either. Let's have a look at the map. As you can see, we've done quite well in keeping the seas clear of enemy ships, enemy being anyone who dares to float on the sea. But it looks like we're going to be making our way over to the Eastern Pacific, where we don't have any casualties to report just yet, and hopefully that will increase our score as far as what we've sunk and how well we progress here. Anyway, it's been Marks here, and I've really loved this game. I really enjoyed this. Has been a fun video this time, a lot more fun than the last one. I don't know why, but I think we get into the groove of things, and just seems like I'm having more fun with it. Anyway, please stay tuned. We'll find out what happens in episode 3 with Captain Nemo and Nemo's War. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.